And we are live. Everybody, welcome to Indie Comics Interviews. And tonight, this evening, now, we have great guests. We have the great Got Hanzo, the writer and creator of the Vestige series, which, if you're not reading yet, then you're behind the times because there's two of them out and you should have both of them.
Yeah, I got
And
mine
we
today.
have, yeah, see, he finally got his. That means if it's Canada's getting it by now, heck, right?
Everybody should have it.
Everybody should have it.
They're
And
out
then,
there, yeah.
Yeah. And then Edwin Ace Acevedo is also with us with his new book called The Ace, which is he's going to be telling us all about that pretty soon. So before we get into that, what's going on in comics these days, man? What's going on in the comics these days?
Aside from bad ideas and worse comic books, nothing else. I mean, this is where the energy is right now. You're talking to like the energy of good comics.
What do you think of the Twinkle Vampire Twilight Star playing Batman in the next Batman movie? What do you guys think about that?
Oh, we already expressed ourselves on that one.
But not on this show.
I don't think it's gonna be that good.
I'm willing to give it a chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really, I don't expect much out of it. I've been kind of disappointed with Batman for a long time now, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance. It's, he could be a good Bruce Wayne. Let's put it that way.
Let's just say,
will he be a good Batman? I don't know.
Michael Keaton did surprise us. We never know.
Yeah, but I heard everything that I'm hearing. Like, this guy's not even like training. This guy's not even like, they've had to like they have to shoot around like because his body double, who's actually in the suit. He's such a like the size difference is like ridiculous. This guy's not even like trying to work out and fake, like at least trying to get at least in decent shape. He's showing up skinny as fuck. The costume barely fits him.
Yeah. And going everywhere.
Yeah.
Going around everywhere complaining, how dare they ask me to be fit for a superhero? Like,
right.
Come on.
You're gonna body shame me.
I feel like you should do your own stunts. If you're gonna play a superhero, you need to do your own stunts.
Dude, I think it was one of the best freaking promotion that they had for the Snyder Cut, like Man of Steel and the Justice League, when they were showing like Superman and Batman training. Wonder Woman training, they were all training for their part, and everybody loved watching.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching a scene where they were showing him actually doing some fight choreography. Notice how I quote that? Yeah, it was as far as fight choreography goes, it was really weak, and the choreographic moves were really weak, and his movement through them was obvious that he had never done any fight training prior to this ever. Like, how like, okay, they have like action hero classes that you can take in LA. You know what I mean? He lives in LA. It wouldn't have been hard for him to spend a few months, with one of these action training guys to show you how to take a fall, how to stage a punch, how to stand when you throw a punch, how to actually put your body into it and not like just stand there and move your arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure he went to the point that he didn't even do any martial art training for the part.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but if he did, then he sucks. He just sucks. He just sucks.
And me, to be honest, when they showed the costume, it just looks like shit.
Yeah. It's based on like what was like one of the recent Batman issues that the whole costume that they had, but that costume sucked in the comic as well. You know what I mean? It was lame.
Yeah. Also, he also doesn't have like the profile for it. You see, like he looks kind of like is it Night Owl?
To be honest, when they showed the costume,
he looks kind of girly. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He looks too femme to be Batman. So. I mean, okay, so like Michael Keaton was too short to be Batman. Yes. Okay. He was not buff enough to be Bruce Wayne. This is true. Bruce Wayne trained all the time. He was buff. He's 6'4". You know what I mean? It's not like, Batman's a tall man. Bruce Wayne was a tall man, and he was a big motherfucker. In fact, Batman was 2 inches taller than Superman, to my understanding. Superman's supposed to be 6'2", Batman's supposed to be 6'4". You know what I mean? But that doesn't ever come through. You know what I mean? In any of the movies that we've seen, they've never had a Batman the right height. You know, so
Wow.
it's yeah. But
Yeah,
think
I was
about
thinking about that with
yeah.
the what was it, Affleck that played him, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. Yeah, aren't they like about the same height?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think in
Yeah,
BVS they're both the same height.
yeah. And he is freaking beef. And come on, we had the best Batman scene in there. That freaking warehouse and
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. Dude,
That was pretty
that's the
cool.
best
Uh,
visual of
there
Batman that you
were
haven't.
some of the coolest visuals come in the later movies, but that's because the technology's cooler. You know what I mean? But I still liked that whole circus mood that the Tim Burton produced movies had.
In the second one, yeah.
The first one, the Batman and Batman Returns, first two,
Mm-hmm.
they had that dark, almost circusy kind of feel to
Yep.
everything.
The,
I, I
the Tim Burton.
yeah, I really liked that. I think that was very Batman, because if you think about all the Batman villains, they're almost all circus freaks. You know what I mean? So it's
And I think it's funny that a lot of people are like, "What? Batman killed in Batman versus Superman." I'm like, they didn't kill in the first Batman movies. Yeah, he did.
yeah, he did. He killed the Joker in the first Batman movie.
Not
Yeah.
just that, he also strapped the bomb to somebody and threw it in the freaking hole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just a little slight murder. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just a little murder.
Yeah, it's all good.
And how dare Batman pick up a freaking weapon, right? A gun in a war. when the entire world is getting taken over by Darkseid.
Right. Yeah, Batman would have shot guns. It's just his guns would have, had like bats on them because he was weird like that.
Yeah, he would shoot rubber balls. That's
They would
what
shoot-
they
they
did
would-
in Dark
they would
Knight,
shoot-
remember?
They would shoot rubber balls that have explosives inside of them, so that they would.
In Dark Knight Return, he had the big tank and he was shooting rubber balls.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like all the actors that have played Batman, but I didn't like any of them as Batman except Michael Keaton. I liked Michael Keaton as Batman. The rest of them I have not liked as Batman.
Clooney was awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clooney was awful.
Yeah, I love him as
Val
an
Kilmer
actor.
was not better.
Yeah, I love Val Kilmer as an actor, but not as Batman. You know what I mean? It's just it was wrong.
I did like the Batfleck.
Yeah, it was wrong. Yeah, it was wrong. But that's okay. That's okay though, because even though Val Kilmer was not a great Batman, Jim Carrey was an amazing Riddler. He took the Riddler to a whole new place that was just twisted, and I liked that.
I think that was the only good point of that movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, Two-Face was a little bit extreme too in that one. I like Two-Face better when he's a cold killer. You know what I mean? Just a cold, calculated killer. Not like some like over the top fucking villain. I liked it. I when he was just like just cold, calculated. Looks like you live today. Sorry about your luck. Bam. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. That was the coolest thing about him, is that he was just like without remorse of any kind. You know what I mean? His remorse like existed in his like insanity from the Two-Face thing. It all existed in that. So
Yeah, he would not think things through. He would just flip the coin.
right. Well, because thinking would make him think about a whole lot of stuff he didn't want to think about. You know what I mean? He was torn from who he used to be. He was a public defender.
Yeah, but
Right? So he was a prosecutor, wasn't he? Wasn't he the DA?
but the entire purpose of Two-Face is double personality, split personality. So you
Right.
would never get along. So that's the entire purpose of why he goes to the point of like, I cannot.
His two sides are always in conflict, and he has to have the coin flip to settle the fight. Right.
Exactly.
And it's a two-headed coin with one side scratched up. Yeah.
Hmm. And it's always been very iconic.
Yeah. Yeah, and they should. He deserves his own Batman movie. Two-Face. He deserves his own Batman movie. Just like, in fact, they need to make a movie like they did for Joker and call it Two-Face, and that would be badass. Yeah.
I'd say you're closer to get a Penguin. single movie than that, because that's probably, I mean, you could get someone cool to pull that off. That might be cool too, right?
But we
I would
had it in
almost,
the second one.
well, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the Joker, like he was just saying how they did the Joker movie, make it more serious, right?
I do agree the Penguin one would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because you see him later on as a villain, so he has more room to kind of grow.
Yeah, and he
Like,
becomes
how
a
did he
big
get into
gangster.
his spot? How did he maneuver into like the underworld? All that kind of stuff would be interesting.
Yeah. Well, the Penguin's backstory is like really in depth, and the thing that confuses me is I think I read two different backstories for the Penguin in the comics. I think I read two different backstories for him. Which
Only two?
Like, yeah, I think right.
I think that's the reason why they came up with the 3 Joker. Now they added a 4th one, I think.
Well, there's the alternate universe Joker where it's fucking actually Bruce's mom. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah,
No, they actually came out with a book where there's
Flashpoint,
actually 3 Jokers in the universe.
Here's my
Isn't that it?
question. In the fucking reboot that they're doing now, all this was the new 52 or whatever the fuck they're calling it, right? Are they going to gender swap Penguin and make her a chick, or have they already done that?
No, they haven't done that yet.
There you go.
It would be iconic. They could put one of those fat, ugly ones.
Yep.
Or they'll make Penguin gay.
Yeah, they put that.
Yeah, they already did that.
They already did
Gotham.
that in the series.
I would put Tomaki in a Penguin outfit, right? The chick who won the Eisner this year. She's annoying. What's her name? Tomiko? Or whatever her name is.
And they
Put
did
her
make
in
the
a
Penguin gay and got him, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait for I'm not the Penguin, coming to
I'm not the Penguin.
to the YA novels right there, number one seller right there.
Yeah, she did look like the Penguin in there. She's just missing the nose.
Yeah, wrong kind of nose, but still a bad one.
Ridiculous.
What's up with that idea? Like seriously, are they intending to actually sell books, or are they just like writing it off from the beginning?
It's an agenda. They want to sell like the things that they believe in. They don't care if 5 people buy the book and DC goes bankrupt. The ideology is what they're selling.
Mm-hmm.
To who?
I don't know. They think they think
who's buying it. That's what I want.
They think they're their majority. They have this twisted worldview. They like to say they live in a bizarro land because they think like there's a demand for these kind of stories and these kind of. But nobody buys the shit.
They got everybody to a point that they're afraid of expressing themselves that they don't like something. Because
the truth of the matter is there's an audience for just about anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like it seems to me like all this agenda stuff, the audience for that is like narrow. It's like very specific, and so it's like I don't understand why they would bother with that audience, because that audience is so small and so narrow and so specific. You're basically stripping off the rest of your audience to target that audience that likes gay, and they seek out that subject matter, the transgender, gay, body positive stuff, because there's a whole like series of books that are created surrounding that stuff already. There's plenty of publishers that do that stuff. They put it on the market already, and they've discovered that it doesn't sell, and they might make $25,000 a year doing that. You know what I mean? So it's like DC is actually downgrading their product by targeting a lesser market. That's the thing. I don't understand why they do that. It's bad. That's actually bad business sense.
Well, they already watched Marvel do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that they haven't been doing it the whole time a little bit too, but now they're really following suit. Like,
but look, by changing the characters so much, right? You know what happens? They don't have to pay the copyrights. Mm. So you kill the original character, you lose a few sales with the IP, but you keep the IP alive by the TV shows and the movies, and then you don't have to pay for the likes. You can change the entire costume. You take away the Spick Girl or Superman, change the logo, and you don't have to pay the Seagull as much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but sometimes paying the copyright's worth it if you can make an extra buck on top of the big picture. You know what I mean? Why be so selfish and shoot your dick off when you can, fuck 6 girls instead of 10. You know what I mean?
That I think they're past that. If it was about money or making money,
Yeah.
they would have changed probably what 8 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. This shit would have never got this bad. As soon as the first hint that they knew this shit wasn't going to sell, right?
Right.
Yeah, then they doubled and tripled down on it. They've created, DC and Marvel are basically woke companies. Everybody that works for them thinks the same. They're not worried about anything else. Like Jim Lee, I'm hearing some of the nonsense he's been saying. They're trying to talk about diversity and all this stuff. I'm like, I remember when you were worried about selling comic books, not throwing an agenda. But they've all drunk the Kool-Aid and they're all in on this. They believe that this is gonna save their future, but it's their doom.
Oh, fuck them idiots. Excuse my language. I'm trying not to swear, but fuck them idiots.
Yeah.
Are you finally eating again?
Yes, sir, I am.
Yeah, you had his first burger today.
Good, thank
I've been
God.
eating
You probably
since
feel better,
yesterday.
don't you?
Oh, dude, like my brain works. It's so nice.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean it's necessary. I don't.
I really like food. I may have developed an eating disorder. Just so you guys know, I've developed this like obsession with food since I haven't been eating, and if that continues, I will officially have developed an eeating
Man.
disorder. But
Like for a minute there, brother, I was worried you're gonna eat one of them cats or something, man. You're looking hungry. I came in there that one day, and I don't remember what day it was, like day 12 or something.
Just in
It
case,
was
let's do a roll
14.
call.
Yeah, no shit. I was just like, man, he's not. You were fine, right? You were talking fine, but
yeah,
you just looked a little pale, So.
oh yeah, I lost 30 pounds during that process. 30
Holy
pounds.
shit! It's
Yeah.
like your own Survivor, man. You put yourself through Survivor, and the hell, holy shit! So how do you feel now, though? Is the thing like after you started eating?
I feel really good. I actually, I lost some muscle mass, so I'm a lot weaker. Believe it or not, I have to rebuild that muscle up.
Wow.
And my stomach, no way I can eat as much as I want, right? Like every time I've eaten, I've overate. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, how like when you at Christmas time or Thanksgiving when you eat too much and you're like,
yeah. When you reduce your eating, your stomach shrinks. So
yeah.
If you
So I've
fast
been kind of like that, but it's been worth it, man. It's been worth it.
So were you not eating anything at all?
Nothing, just water, and I would have like these mineral pills, so that like I wouldn't have like heart issues or anything like that. So
that's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Well, you did it.
21 whole days, dude. 21 whole days.
It's amazing what the human body can endure. You know that?
Yeah. Most people were amazed that I was still walking around, and that I was able to drive across town without dying.
Damn, yeah, I wouldn't want to ride with you.
Yeah, especially that one night when it was all raining and like I had to drive down this one street that's like zigzaggy, and then there's not enough lights, so you really can't see the lines in the road. Okay. I was like, yeah, this is not fun.
Okay, you didn't kill yourself, but you didn't kill anyone neither, right?
No one else died.
Okay. Good.
And you got all the cats are safe though.
All the cats are safe.
Okay.
All the cats are safe, healthy. In fact, cat food started smelling good those last couple of days. Cat food started smelling good.
Yeah.
I was all like, that's
were the cats staying away from you instead of all being around you in the last few days? Like they're like, fuck, we're not going close to that guy.
No, they weren't worried about me. They weren't that kind of danger. I had other food available to me. I just wasn't eating it. So
it's crazy, man. Yeah.
All right, so let's transition to who wants to go first? Gat, you want to go first?
I'll go first because my girl's over here. She's giving me evil eyeball.
All right.
So, before you start, I just want to say, dude, I flipped through. I didn't read it yet. Looks good, dude.
Hell, brother, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, brother. Yeah, no, I'll say any kind of feedback, right? That's what's been most helpful in this whole thing. Like I got a guy yesterday who sent me like, I don't know, it's like 8-paragraph tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Basically giving me, every opinion he had on what he thought about the book. And it was amazing. That's the only way that anyone can ever get better is when someone who actually cares about comics gives you some real advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, anything coming from another guy who actually makes comics too, it makes it even better as well, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you know what the hell I got to go through in order to make the thing. So
Yep.
yeah, man, I appreciate any advice or any feedback, brother. If you got some, man, I need it. Anyone that wants to give it to me, if anyone that listens to this, if you read Vestige, please tell me what you think. That's what I want, you know?
So, Vestige, why don't you give us a quick rundown of the series, what it is, where it came from, where the idea came from for you, what it is, and what has happened up to this point, and where it's going next.
All right, so this is basically, uh, I like to call it the premier historical fiction of modern times, right? I've built a universe around a set of relics and weapons. These weapons give their holders superpowers, right? It doesn't matter who holds them, whether it's, 5-year-old kid or a 90-year-old man, these weapons will bestow these certain superpowers on people, and they have effects depending on what the relic is and who the person is. They also have different effects as well, right? So that's the basis of this entire universe. There's a bunch of these really cool historical and sometimes not so historical weapons and relics that bestow superpowers upon just normal humans, right? And that's pretty much where the tale kicks off. It goes a lot deeper than that. Of course, I'm not going to give away any spoilers as far as what this really turns into. It starts really small. We're in London with a guy named Charlie, and he's having a tough time. Where he's at. He's just a young kid. He's trying to make it through life. We're in 1890s London, right? It's a really rough place. Um, he's a normal dock worker, and he encounters one of these relics one day, right? There's certain circumstances lead him to find him one of these relics, and it basically changes his life, and that kicks off the journey. So that's basically the beginning, what you'll read in book one. Now, what this does is it ties a bunch of historical figures, and historical events are also tied into this book as well. Although I take liberties, and history does change in the Vestige universe. As people found out in book two, we've kind of explored the Jack the Ripper murders, right? The Whitechapel murders in London, where, as everyone knows, they never found Jack the Ripper. Well, in Vestige, we find out who Jack the Ripper really is, right? He's a big part of what I'm doing in this book. Um, number two, we actually solve the mystery, right? Number one, we learn who Jack is. Then we tell its real story, and then we solve the actual mystery of the Whitechapel murders in book two. So this is all along with the plot line that's also leads into something a lot bigger. That's where we're starting off, though. Kind of London, a little bit of a mystery, murder, that type of thing. Feel like you're in the Twilight Zone a little bit, right? With some of these pages that were done in the first book by
Mm-hmm.
Donald DeLay. There's a dream sequence scene, a few pages that Donald did in the first book. Man, it's amazing, right? It's really psychedelic shit. So kudos to Donald, man. He did amazing on the first book. I got Pat Maxton on the second book, Doodle Bags, and he picked up right where Donald left off. The story, I feel like the page and the art are seamlessly put together. Like, you can tell there's a difference. They have different art styles. But man, I couldn't ask for a better pair of artists to kick off my career with, right, than these guys.
Oh yeah.
You see here, we're looking at wow, yeah. Look at Maddie. So one of the people we haven't talked about is Maddie, and she's a member of an organization, right, that is tasked with going out and hunting down these relics when they get into the wrong people's hands, right? They kind of put them up for safekeeping, and she's an agent of this place called the Archive, and like I said, they have to go collect these weapons, and she becomes a big part of the story as well. She gets tangled up with our main hero, Charlie, and yeah, she's going to be a big part of what's going on in the entire universe. I introduced a lot of characters all at once, to be honest with you. I did a lot. I feel like 8 books maybe isn't enough to pull this off, but I'm going to try, right? So that's what this is planned for. It's 8 books, one story arc, and a greater Vestige universe that I'm putting together.
Cool. So, what inspired all of this? Where did it all come from, man?
What didn't inspire it?
Um,
Everything.
I bet you.
Everything, dude. Here's what
I
I'm
bet
telling you. So here's what it is.
I could give
This,
you a list of things probably didn't inspire it, man.
nah. I mean, when it's all said and done, I'm taking from every myth, every bit of folklore that you can find on the face of this earth, every culture, um, anything like that. You know, I'm heavily inspired by certain people and certain things. This isn't necessarily drawn from anything in particular, right? This is just something that came out of my crazy mind, a way to make superheroes, right? I wanted to figure out basically what's a new way I can give people superpowers, but I want to be able to give it to everyone, right? It don't have to have a backstory for every single person, right? The backstory is the relic itself. So that's basically, I came up with that idea from there. Yeah, man, I just started putting the characters together and trying to build up this universe the way I thought it would work, you know? Um, I have at the end of the 8 books, I know how this thing ends already, right? As
Mhm.
we go, I've left myself enough room to kind of let the thing take a life of its own, so to speak, right? I haven't boxed myself in. There's not a bunch of rules I've set in the first 2 books for the universe, right? So yeah, I've been real careful about how I build in the entire world.
It's honest question. It's an honest question.
Dude, I love the job that Doodle did. I was gonna say Matt, but yeah, Bat. The art is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doodle's amazing. He's done
Hmm.
amazing work.
Like that double page spread there of the city. That was
Well,
nice.
yeah, that
Yeah.
actually took him the longest. I
I
mean,
know.
he was like that thing. Like he's pretty normally he'll get maybe 6 pages in a week. He can do shit. He can pop them off pretty fast. But I think that
Hmm.
took him almost a week and a half, 2 weeks at least. So
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So, what was the most exciting part when this thing started coming together for you, man? What pumped your nads the hardest?
well, um, having a great start and getting people excited in this. And then when people, everyone gets their books, you fulfill and you get to talk to people about your story and what I'm putting together, right?
Hmm.
That means the most. I feel like it's it's what some of these big companies lack is this engagement about their world and about their stories. Not the fact that none of the shit is original. It's all fucking everything you see out there is fucking generic trash, if I'm being honest. A lot of the mainstream stuff, it's been done so many times. They're beating a dead horse with all these IPs. They don't have anyone creative enough to come up with anything fresh, right? Or at least, very least, put a different spin on something, right? So this is where we're at. I didn't even want to be a writer, to be honest with you. I had no intentions of being a comic book writer my entire life. I was a comic book reader, and I came into Comicsgate, and I wanted the shit to change. I saw all these awesome IPs that I grew up with that were being turned to shit, and I was wondering why, right?
Hmm.
And so that's why I came here. I had no intentions of ever being a writer. And then I started looking around and I realized, well, I think I can do better. And so that's what I did. That's what I intend to do, right? And not only better than everyone else around here, but like I'm talking about mainstream. I want to compete with mainstream. So
Didn't you have some D&D gaming too background? Like you play some D&D?
I do play some D&D, yeah, but for Vestige, that's zero inspiration for that,
Okay.
A bunch of fantasy books I read when I was a kid, of course, have the most influence. Um, I grew up reading a lot of that stuff, a lot of Ed Greenwood stuff, all the Forgotten Realm stuff
Hmm.
is amazing. So that right
Yeah,
there, you want to talk
Dragonlance
about
was
what's
good.
the influence for Vestige? It would be Forgotten Realms. Ed Greenwood is the inspiration for Vestige because I
Yeah.
read so many of his fucking books. David Gemmell, I don't know. Dan Marshall would probably say I'm pronouncing it wrong, right? But he's a British author that I grew up reading, and his books are fucking amazing. The way he describes huge battles between armies, right? Maneuvering, and then brings it down to hand-to-hand combat, and he's able to describe people that are engaging in martial arts moves and hand-to-hand combat. Dude, like you're watching a movie the way this guy writes. I don't know that there's not too many people that actually heard of the guy, honestly. And if you're a fantasy person who hasn't read him, go out and buy his books. Long time now, he died 80s or early 90s, something like that. But he's been dead for a while. But he has about 12 novels out there that are amazing. And that's, you want to talk about inspiration, David Gamel. That dude's all of his work. There's one in particular, something called Waylander. If you guys can look that up, it's amazing. Like this book is, I mean, it's not anything like recognizable from back. You know, it's never going to be called Tolkien or anything like that. But it's just the stuff that I grew up on, right? And this dude, by far and away, is probably the true inspiration for what I do here.
Very cool. So, so the book has been doing pretty good. You got up to 48K so far, and then your campaign closed in July, and you've gone up, you know, what, nearly 10K since then. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, it's still moving.
Yeah, it's still moving.
Yeah, and I would say I want to thank all the backers once again. Anyone out there that is listening, thank you. If you guys bought Vestige, I really appreciate it. Yeah, man, this is great. You know, I did, you know, big numbers on the first book. We all know about the little dust up and all that shit that's going on there, which we don't need to get into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really happy with the second campaign, man. I mean, all the support I got, man, it's fucking amazing.
And Bullet Maker looks great. Like
Yeah,
little
well,
preview you put at the end, yeah.
I was gonna start that up. Let's go back in there.
Yeah, I'd say I do have a couple things going on, right?
A Bullet Maker teaser in the back of Vestige 2, yeah?
Yeah, Joe Ball. Actually, I sat down with Joe last night, and we kind of fleshed some of the ending out. He's getting ready to wrap the book up, so it's going to be done pretty soon, I would say. And
is it going to be black and white, or is it going to have color?
I've tried so hard, and I don't know if I want to pay someone to color it when it's going to look better in black or white. I've tried dozens and dozens of people, and everything I've got back from Joe's, they're just not doing it right. I'm to the point to where I even thought about getting someone to watercolor the fucking thing. You know that? So
yeah, that actually would still make the line art stand strong. It would just have like sepia tones behind it, more or less.
So, are you guys familiar with Final Fantasy? What's the guy who does all the Final Fantasy art? The Japanese guy that does all the Final Fantasy art. Can't remember his name. Yoshitaka something. Amano? I think that's what it is. And his art, it's not really like Joe's, but it's similar enough. And he has people watercolor his stuff. And it looks amazing. Now, if I could find someone that could do that, like that Amano stuff, holy shit, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I mean, there's someone who could.
I'll point you to a large group of people that will come at you with samples. We'll just talk about it offline. So
here's the thing, though, Drew. I've been through dozens of people.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Just trust me. I'm like
burn out. That's the last thing. When we're done talking about Bullet Maker, my last thing is that I'm burnt the fuck out. Like I need a week or two vacation before I dive back into all this stuff, right? Here's the thing. So I got Bullet Maker going and it's almost done, right, guys? It's probably, I think Joe's on 38 or 39, something like that. Out of 48 pages. So it's almost done. It's getting there.
Nice.
Vestige 2, I've got like 12 pages of Vestige 2. Vestige 3. Excuse me, I'm already on 3. I've got 12 pages of Vestige 3 already kicking. So, I mean, it'll be done here in a couple months. So
and it's still doodles, right?
Yeah, it's still doodle. And then I'm putting together what's left of what's going on with Jumpstart too, as well. So we're thinking about maybe some type of dual campaign going on, right?
Mm.
Maybe a Bullet Maker and a Jumpstart campaign together. That being said, that's a lot of fucking work for me. That's
Yeah,
3 fucking projects
that's crazy.
that I'm putting together right now. And even Joe will tell you, fuck, I've rewrote Bullet Maker like 3 times now. So it's like we've been going through some shit. So it's a lot of work, and I'm just so exhausted, man. Like, I haven't been doing no appearances on any shows. Like, I wanted to go and do promo. A couple people had asked me. There's a guy named Mildred the Monk out there, man. He asked me to come on a show so many times, and I had to put the guy off, right?
Yeah, you were
And
supposed to come do and chill too, but you know, you had everything.
yeah, it's just like, man, I wanted to go out and do all this promo, and I haven't got a chance to, but I don't think I'm going to have a chance to because I'm too busy actually doing work.
Mhm.
So it's crazy. If I don't know how to balance it correctly yet. I don't know if there's enough hours in the day for the shit I got to do, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. The way I balance is other shit goes to crap. Like that stuff that should get done that doesn't get done. That stuff goes to hell.
Yep.
While all this other stuff gets done. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it drives me crazy because I'm a person who likes just to be left the fuck alone and not talk to anyone, right, for hours at a time. Like, I need that in order to function as a human, because I'm not, like, I'll snap. Like, I know my limits, right? So there's just not enough hours in a day to do that sometimes even. And so, man, you got to learn to balance it. If you want to do a bunch of work, and I do, right? This is my fault. I want to do all these projects, and we're getting the shit done, and I'm going to get 8 volumes of Vestige done in like 3 years, right? So that's my plan right now. We're going to finish this out. It's only going to take a couple more years. So originally, it would have took me 4 or 5 years. Nah, I want to get Vestige done and out. I'm going to do Bullet Maker, which we were just talking about, right? Which should be done. I think I'll do that before Vestige 3. I think Bullet Maker and Jumpstart will launch together here in a couple months. But after that, I got Vestige 3 summertime, right? And that's going to be fulfilled. At which point, I want to dip into 4 and 5, and get it going and get all this series done, closing it out before I dip into any other this stuff I got. I got so many IPs just sitting there that I can't even touch. But I know I have to finish Vestige first, because if I don't, man, I don't know. I just think that's the wrong move. I have to finish this one story,
Yeah, man. Hey, how much longer are you gonna keep Vestige 2 in demand?
At least a couple more weeks.
Right.
That's the plan for now. We were thinking about doing some other things. We got a couple, like maybe a little secret in the works, a little secret project plan that I'm also not mentioning, right? I don't know if that's going to come along or not, right? I'm kind of getting my ducks in a row on that too. So, but yeah, a couple more weeks at least. And then, like I said, I think maybe 2 months from now, Bullet Maker Jumpstart double campaign, I think it's going to launch. We're going to give people one hell of a deal on 2 books. We're going to get Jumpstart and Bullet Maker, man, for a good price.
And I'm pretty sure you're gonna have like over copies of Vestige for the next campaign, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. We'll have some leftover books.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting on probably, I don't know, 500 Black Dragons and maybe 600-700 Vestige 2s. Right?
So in case people miss it before the campaign closed, they will get a chance to get it after.
There's going to be another chance to get Vestige 1 and 2.
Yeah, yes. But why wait? They ship it out, man. It's being shipped out. Get it now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, that Black Dragon cover
thing, though,
is
so right. I'm shipping them, but when it comes to having them for 3, it's not a problem too, because Vestige 3 is this summer. So I mean, people wouldn't have to wait that long if they do miss out. Is the thing. So plus, like I said, I might have something else going on. We'll see. Right? I got a little secret going on. We don't know. We're gonna see if we're gonna pull something else off in the works. So we'll see what's up, man. I hate to spill the beans. No spoilers, right?
Right on. Let's which video do you want us to watch? This one or this one?
It doesn't matter. Vestige 2 video of Ted Segarra did, man. It's fucking amazing. You can
Which
watch
one is that?
This one right here, this Vestige 2 one.
All right, let's watch this one then.
Yeah, man. Thanks to Teddy Zagaro for that Teddy post.
Right on. So I have a feeling everybody in the chat's already got their copy of Vestige, because we got lots of war campaigners hanging out here.
Hell, motherfucking war campaign. Hell, bro.
Yeah, what's up, war
brother.
campaign?
I'm not watching chat, brothers. Sorry, I didn't know you're there. Hell, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we got quite a few here. I'm gonna go through some names. Let's see. We got Count Norway, Neophobic. We got Saskule. What the hell, Saskule? Saskule. We got the Fuzz. We got Mortal Thinker. We got Sheev Burger. We got Pan Boy. What's up, man?
Hell, Pan. Hell.
We got Ryan Megas. What's up, man? What's up, Megas?
Hell, Magus.
We got the Cause. We got Edgar Tarley. We
Hell,
got
Edgar.
we got Inexorable Word Nerd.
Hell, Ryan.
Hell, brothers.
We got Work Campaign. Row in the house.
Rohan.
Hell, war campaign.
Let's see here. We got Lothar D. What's up, brother?
Hell, Lothar.
Let's see. Count Norway. We already said that one, huh? Let's see.
Yep. Hell, the count.
Mid-afternoon Cranberry Cinema. What the hell are these names? You guys gotta come visit more so I can learn these silly names. So these are great.
Hello,
Hail to all the brothers.
You are worst nightmare. Hail everybody in the chat, man. Hail everybody in the chat. All you guys. Thank you for being here. If you are so inclined, there's a little red button that says subscribe. Slap that thing with your hand or other appendage if you feel needed, and make that thing click. And subscribe to my channel so that you guys can catch more stuff that's going on.
So, Mr. E, here's the thing. I hate to take over your show real quick, but let me take over your show real quick. And I got a question for you guys on the panel, right?
All right.
So this is a hot topic in war campaign. We discussed this a couple weeks back when it first went off, right? And we didn't get to, there wasn't a bunch of people's opinions that we got. But now that you guys are here, I can ask your opinion, And I feel like this is a good time because it's still kind of fresh in people's minds. What do you guys think about the whole Zach situation? With the dropping the court case and all the money shit and all that. What do you guys think about that?
I have mixed feelings on it personally. I can understand why, due to legal fees and the expense of pursuing such a thing, why one would drop such a thing when the end result may be less than what it costs to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side of it, it's pretty bitch made to make a big stink, build a whole career on a fucking court case, and then fucking walk away from it.
Yeah, especially when you have a big legal fund, or bank, you could say. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Ace, what do you think, brother?
I think it's complete bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This guy took people's money and then decided to call it a day and give the rest to charity. I didn't sign up for any of this.
Is that really happen? You gave it to charity?
Yeah.
So people no one was getting their money back at all. The people that still had money involved
really?
in the fund, they're not getting their money back? Holy shit.
The only thing I want to know is the only thing I asked for is where's the spreadsheet for the money? Because I need to know exactly what he did with it. How much money did he pay to lawyers? How much money was left? I want to know all that.
It seems like just like a wash of hands.
As far as I'm concerned, Zach is dead.
Wow.
This Richard guy, he's just like everybody else. This guy betrayed everybody, and you never take people's money, man. People are giving it out of their pocket for a cause, because man up and do what you say you're gonna do. That means if you lose the case, you lose the case, man. I don't give a fuck. I'll gladly take the loss. I give you money to fight.
Yeah.
You don't fight, you betray everything, and I can't have anything to do with you.
Well, and here's the thing, though, right? Because it's like almost, like the second kind of galvanization, the second thing that galvanized Comicsgate was this lawsuit, right? The original thing was, hey, we all hate SJW Comics, right? And that's fucking Richard Meyer. All due credit to him. Zach he started the gangster shit. He brought us all together, right? The second thing that galvanized us was the lawsuit. At which point, now we are however many years later, and it seems like another fucking grift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, grifts are us, man. It's freaking embarrassing.
Well, and that's not like let's be honest. Like I said, it's not just Zach, right? It's a whole bunch of people doing that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's dude. Like who's answering for that shit is what I'm asking. Like no one seems to want to fucking say anything about it, right? Motherfuckers want to wipe the shit underneath the rug and just kind of forget it ever happened. So yeah, that shit sits real wrong with me. I know it sits wrong with the war campaign guys. You know what I mean?
It's just wrong with a lot of people, dude.
Yeah, and I think it goes deeper than that. It goes way
I'm
deeper
sure
than that, right?
I think the main problem why a lot of people are like just very pissed and just like trying to move forward, right? It's the reason that right now it's like it used to be, like you said, it was the galvanizing point, right? It's what made everything. This is why we're doing this, and he just gave up.
Yeah. All right. So sorry about that, Mystery. I just
no,
man,
I know it's
we didn't get
that's
to
a good
talk to
point.
too many people. We talked to Naple. I think we talked to Edwin that night. Like a whole bunch of the old school guys, right, who kind of walked away from Commie Skate however long ago. They came back in and they told us what they thought, you know. So I just wanted to hear from like guys who are, you know, still on the inside who actually gave money to the cause and shit, right?
Yeah.
So
like I said, like, you know, I can understand why, you know, he wouldn't want the hassle and whatnot, but I mean his whole fucking career is built on that whole concept. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the fact that, I mean, it's just bitch-made is one way to say it. Another way to say it is you know, it's a massive betrayal to you know what I mean, to the core of the fans. The worst part about it is that, you know, it's just another one of those things that makes the community look like bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of those kinds of. I mean, like, I'm not bullshit. You guys know me fucking well enough. I'm straight up. I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
I fucking sitting here putting out Captain Love fucking books out of my own fucking pocket, and then fucking not making a penny in profit, making just enough back so I can make another book. You know what I mean? And I'm just going forward and going forward and going forward and going forward and praying someday that those profit numbers are going to go up and I can actually put some of that in my pocket and maybe someday live off of producing books. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's like way down the road. I'm just doing it. I don't have, you know, some bullshit ginned up following that I used a bunch of sensationalized media to fear tactic and anger probe people to get them to just, you know, be like, oh yeah, we're so angry at these fuckers, we'll buy whatever piece of shit you put out. You know what I mean? That's not what I want. I want people that love Captain Love. I want people that like appreciate a good, strong character and a good, strong story. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm doing it the hard way. That's why I play the long game. You know what I mean? That's why I don't compromise my personal integrity with some of the bullshit these other guys do. You know what I mean? And I mean, I could go on about a whole lot of people doing this same kind of thing in different ways. It just happens over and over and over again. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating, but
it just seems to me that you wanted to close the door to open other doors. That's like,
To me, I think one thing that's become clear is we're seeing these YouTubers for what they are.
mm-hmm.
You know, guys who are kind of living and breathing by this YouTube stuff. I just do it to kind of, because it helps spread the voice. I have no interest in becoming a YouTuber.
Yeah, me either.
It's like these guys, like, you know, we kind of seen them for what they are now. You know, the jig is up as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm not trusting none of these dudes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't push my show hard enough to. It's really obvious. I don't try to become a YouTuber. I do this because I'm trying to help other people. You know, get some exposure. I have the tech knowledge to make this happen. I also have the equipment for other things that I'm doing. Like I produce other shows on the back end. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like being a YouTuber has never been, I mean, just the life that it would take to be a high profile YouTuber, just the work involved in that to build a fan base and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know what I mean? That's fine. But that's not the why would I want to build a YouTube fan base to sell comic books? You know what I mean? That's like, it's like counterproductive. That's like, you know what? I'm going to become a rock star so I can make movies.
Yeah, but if you want to be a YouTuber, it takes so much time that you don't have time to produce anything.
Right. I mean, you know, unless you're given the gift of popularity every once in a while, somebody, who's really big will promote you heavily, and you can get there without working like Ethan and Zach worked together. Zach used Ethan's reputation, you know what I mean, when he came on the thing as a comic book creator, you know what I mean, to further what Zach was doing, because he didn't have any clout in that department, you know what I mean, and so like that worked together, and then some of the others, then all the Star Wars stuff blew up, and then obviously Ethan took what he got from that and he leveraged that into his own YouTube, channel of power, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's another thing. Like, it's about riding waves too. Like, you've seen like the wave riders,
it, no,
these people
no,
who like
it's
jump
always
from one
there.
controversy to the next, one grift to the other grift. Like I said, don't put no trust in those YouTubers, man. We've seen them for what they are.
Well, most of the sales of those people go to their fans. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. Most of those sales go to their fans. They have a big fan base. You know what I mean? That fan base is their fans because of their YouTube channel, more than they are fans of the books. I would hopefully like expect the people that are buying my books be more fans of the books than my YouTube channel. In fact, that's why I miss conventions, and I can't wait for conventions to start back up, because holy crap, Captain Love flies off the table at conventions, man. I would say half the people that pick it up want it. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm looking forward. I got a handful of stuff. I got posters. I got trading cards. I got a mess of stuff to fill my table up when I go back to conventions, and then I will make a noise, because there's the real comic book consumer coming to my product. You know what I mean? And that's when the world's going to change for Captain Love. And obviously, CG has a lot of that in there, but CG also has a whole lot of all the like politics and other things other than good books in the mix. You know what I mean? So it's not like CG's everything's the same. um, I'm grateful for everybody who's helped me, promote my book. I'm real grateful for War Campaign. You guys have been a big help getting the word out for Captain Love to the community. That's been a big help to me. I'm super appreciative of that. You know
Hell,
what I
brother.
mean? Yeah, man. And I mean, it's like I keep telling you guys are my friends. You know what I mean? I don't fucking turn my back on my friends ever. You know what I mean? And unless they make me for some stupid
Well,
reason. You know?
here's the biggest thing, and I think once people realize this, there's not any issues as far as CG and politics. CG is just the people who buy the comics. Like, there is no CG creator. I don't believe there's an actual CG creator. I made the mistake of calling myself a CG creator at one point, and that wasn't true. I was an indie comic book creator who
Mm-hmm.
was being supported by people who were Comicsgate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comicsgate customers. So I think that's where the biggest fucking thing that
It
kind
just
of
happens that
ruined
there's
this whole thing was the fact when people started going around calling themselves CG creators or inferring that. And I actually participated in that at one point, right? So it's partially my fault. But I realize now I was absolutely wrong, and I should have never said that, because it actually made a problem at the end of the day, right? All this shit you're seeing with the quote unquote lords up at the top, right?
Mhm.
So um, that none of those people are Comicsgate, right? They're not. I hate to tell you, they're not Comicsgate. These are motherfuckers who are indie creators who had Comicsgate consumers buying their books. And I think that when people go around and try to perpetrate that they are fucking actually a CG creator, it fucking does more harm to the movement than good. Because a lot of these new people that are brought in don't know their fucking ass from a fucking hole in the ground. They have no idea what the Comicsgate's here and why it stood here and what
Hmm.
the fuck we went through and what the fuck we fought for. None of these people have a fucking clue. They're just fucking simp market is all it is. It's simp market. That's what happened in the 8 months that War Campaign wasn't around in Comicsgate, right?
Yeah.
Simp market.
Oh man, yeah. No,
They're not
I
Comicsgate buyers. You know what? Zach brought that original market together. That's what he did. He brought it together. It was a bunch of people who were disgruntled with fucking Marvel and DC. They all went into Zach's chat and told him to get a fucking vasectomy, right? And they fucking loved comic books and they wanted to buy good comic books. And then Zach made something of it. And then EVS came along and did his thing, right? Got associated with it. The crowd floated over because they were like, wow, DC, this guy drew fucking Green Lantern. Oh my fucking God, right? He's going to make a comic. So they naturally fucking floated over. But then the thing is, man, it all became about the creators and not about the fucking consumer at that point, right? And I participated in this shit for the longest time. And now I know the error of my fucking ways now, right? This shit went sideways. And now that's why fucking CG's fucking wonky now. That's why Michael Derrick can't even get fucking funded. You know that?
Yeah, man, that's a shame. Like Abductables is one of the best books easily that came out, and he
It's on.
definitely should be up there.
It's on top of my faves.
It's
Yeah.
guys like Michael, man, that got fucked in the end. So, man, it's great. Like Ace, God bless you, brother. I hope you get fucking funded. I'm gonna buy your book. You know what I mean? Man, it's great to see someone like you who was an actual Comicsgate guy that's doing it. You know, Sim, same thing, man. You care about your fucking comic. I hope you get fucking funded, brother. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean?
Yeah, bro.
There's certain other fucks here now that we know don't fucking care about this shit, right? All they care about is what we were just talking about, all the YouTube clicks,
Mm-hmm.
drama, all this fucking bullshit that never mattered, right? And they're not Comicsgate. They never were Comicsgate. So they're just fucking YouTubers who grifted.
Yeah, man. We've seen them for what they are, man. Like it's no surprise, you know. When everything happened, you know, there was a reason why I stood where I stood, and I said what my piece, and I didn't care who blocked me or you know who took an issue with it. You know, when something is wrong, you stand up and you fight for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You express yourself.
Yeah, brothers, I'm going on a rampage, but it is what it is.
Hey
So
man,
go back,
what's
Vestige.
changed, guy? What's changed since the last time we were on the
Nothing.
stream?
Yeah, I mean, every time I get on somewhere, I fucking gonna rant.
That's all right though, man. That's what this is all about. You know, it's about expressing ourselves, talking about comics, you know, talking about what we think, how we feel, how this shit it fucking affects us, man. We're human beings. You know what I mean? There's nothing that makes somebody else better than us or more valuable than us just because they do something different. You know what I mean? We're all just as valuable as each other. We're all human beings. You know what I mean? And we all have our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own desires, our own way of doing things, our own way of thinking about things, of expressing things. You know what I mean? And we all just do what we can. And if somebody appreciates that, that's fucking glorious. If we can sell books or something that we create, something that we believe in, that's awesome. I mean, that's just amazing in itself. You know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is, a lot of us in CG, even though we're not making as much as like you are right here, you know what I mean? $5,000 on a 24-page comic book, you know what I mean, as an indie creator, is actually considered a success. You know what I mean? That's actually considered a success by market
It's
standards.
good, but the way we were heading, I'm telling you, Drew, the way we were fucking heading, brother, man, it should have been more for everyone.
And where we were heading, everybody would have easily have 10 to 15 for
Yeah,
what a nice looking book easily.
That
The
would
entire
been
chemistry
nice.
of CG was fucked
Mhm.
when they tried to boot the war campaign the fuck out.
It would have been nice. It would have been, but it didn't work out that way. You know what I mean? I always knew the market wasn't sustainable. I always knew it wasn't. From the beginning, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, this is not something that can sustain. This can't sustain. You know what I mean? But it's here now, and it's gonna be a smaller market while we're in this pandemic, and then when the comic book industry learns how to adjust after the pandemic is over and remarket to bring people back into their product, and when conventions are back, we're going to see that a lot of money that goes here is going to go there. You know what I mean? That it's going to happen. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? A lot of the money that we see here will go there, and and then the market will have to readjust again.
Well, there's not one. So here's the thing. At one point, this was a united market, right? It was everyone, a big group. And before it all fractured up, the market was united, right? And that's what I'm saying. There was this chemistry with it, and fucking people were buying books. It was a good feeling. You know what I mean? The summer of love, all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the shit went fucking sour. Now, what it's the responsibility for every fucking creator now is to build their own market. There is no together anymore.
Right.
That's
pretty much.
That's the difference. There is no together anymore, right?
Well, There's some together. Everybody come to my channel, hang
Okay.
out. I
All right.
support everybody.
I'm not okay. All right. I'm
There's
just saying.
some,
I'm saying. All right. Keep
but it's
playing
not.
by the old. You keep playing by the old fucking ways, man.
I'm not
Motherfuckers really
playing, but
don't care at the end of the day. Is the thing. Here's what
this
I'm
is
telling you.
true.
Here's
Look,
what I'm telling you,
I
brother.
hear you, man. I hear you.
You
I
know
agree
who
with.
gives a fuck whether I fuck my book fucking sold or not? The people who buy my book. No one else. You know what I mean? So it's everyone's responsibility. Yes, ever fucking told anyone was to don't fucking depend on him to put your own fucking shit up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now here you are, Mr. E. You're sitting here at 1,000 fucking subs today, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You did the thing. You fucking built your own fucking platform up. I think Ace, you wasn't too far long ago. You did the same thing, right?
Yeah,
So
did my pro
I mean,
wrestling
this is
thing.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's it, man. Like everyone's doing what they need to do, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's this whole the way it used to be, man. It's just not going to work. I mean, I don't. You know, you guys can. You know, it's not doesn't mean you can't have friends in the game. That's not what I'm saying.
No, what
But
my point is that there's still people and there's still a community of creators that and they don't, a lot of them don't call themselves CG anymore, but they still introduce other people to new
Mm-hmm.
indie books and stuff like that, and that still exists. That element of CG, that's something that I was supportive of.
yeah,
So.
but that's what I'm telling you. It's like that's a fairy tale because
Yeah,
that's what we
I
what we
still, I
thought we
still,
had too. We already had something way better than that. So
well, no, what we had before was way better. Yeah,
it's a
but
fucking fairy tale. You think any of these other dudes give a fuck about whether you get funded? You're crazy, Mr. E. You know that?
well, I guess.
I'm being honest with you, brother.
Well,
I learned it the hard way, man. I learned it firsthand.
no, yeah, I believe it. If there are different kinds of people in this world. I actually care if my friends get funded, and I care about if people who get funded. Personally, me, I
I'm
actually,
just this
but I
fake
actually don't.
network of people that
I don't
this
expect
people think
anybody.
still exist that they call CG.
Yeah, I don't expect anybody else, okay, to give a shit about me or my books. I don't expect that. I hope that the people will support my book and like what I'm doing. I'm hoping that, but at the same time, I'm still going to continue to pay it forward to the other unknown creator and try to help them find some exposure. You know what I mean? Whether it's some big massive thing like it was and it's not anymore or whatever. I'm not expecting there to be magic. You know what I mean? It's just
Good
that
luck. I did it for 2.5 years.
I'm not looking for luck. It's going to be what it's going to be. These people have no hope. You know what I mean? If they come out, there's those people that have no way to get to anybody. You know what I mean? And I help them find people. You know what I mean? There's people right now on Facebook right now watching who've never heard of your book, never heard of
Mm-hmm.
Vestige before. There's a lot of people watching right now, and over the next week or so, there's going to be probably a few hundred people checking out Vestige that have never seen it before. They're going to come check out your campaign, and some of them probably even buy. You know what I mean? But but those are just onesie twosies. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm able to deliver large numbers of so. But the indie community still exists. It's just nothing like it was before. So
and it's not gonna be, and people need to kind of move on and accept it. That's the one thing I agree with. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to watch out for yourself in the end. Like I said, I think a lot of motives and a lot of the happy, la la, all that stuff. I think we've the mask has been revealed. So
The
to speak.
facade, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I agree with Gad about. It's like
The veil has disappeared, and now
Yeah.
we can see people.
yeah, that is true. I mean, a lot of people have revealed their true colors and how they really feel about things, and none of it was a surprise to me at all. You know what I mean? None of it was a surprise to me. I mean, this is all what I expected to see. So maybe that's why my attitude is the way that it is.
The
You know what I mean?
motherfuckers hung me out to dry and no one said a fucking word.
Hey man, I had your back the whole time. I know what I'm talking about.
Man, no one said a fucking word. There were like 3 or 4 people that spoke up.
Well,
y'all knew. I told everyone in War Campaign told you what the fuck was going to happen around here, and no one wanted to fucking hear it. And we got hung out to dry. And my fucking career was fucking hung out to dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And very few people said fucking word. So,
Yeah, they did.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and count the people who did, right? But I'm just telling you, there's a whole bunch that didn't, and these motherfuckers was people that I'm paying money to. So, hey,
Yeah, well, no, there was. I have every respect for you feeling betrayed, and I understand fully because I saw it. There was a whole army of people who would say they were like all like your super fan and your best friend, and they would pretend all that. And as soon as there was that dust up, they like ghosted. Yeah, I know. And then there was someone that didn't ghost till later for whatever reason. Um, but
well, I
you
know what for what reason, because they still thought they was going to use war campaign to get over. That's
know,
why.
yeah. Well, you know what, man? If someone can't stand by you, that's their fucking problem, right?
Yeah,
So
that's why I say worry about yourself, right? There's not this great fucking
I worry about
magical
myself,
fucking
and I
community
worry
like
about my.
everyone thought there was,
Yeah,
right?
well, fuck the magic community, all right? And from the beginning, fuck the magic community. I still worry about my friends, man. You're my friend. I worry about you. I worry about your book. I want to see you succeed. That's all that fucking matters to me. My friends. You know what I mean? I
That's
mean,
fine. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm
yeah.
talking about as people talk about Comicsgate being this network, right?
Oh well, Comicsgate is not like it was, man. It just isn't. It's just now. It's just a way to talk about a certain corner of the indie community now. It's all it really is anymore. So
Yeah, those days are done after everything that's happened.
yeah, yeah. You notice my show says
Or it's a
is
homie. Everyone's got a homie or two that they buy their books. Fuck, I do it for half a dozen people too, right? I
yeah.
got fucking
I
a stack of Comicsgate books over there. So,
yeah. I've spent thousands on Comicsgate books. Thousands. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
but that's different than what it was and what it could have been and what people are still talking about it as, because it's not that. Now they're using the name, right? Like it's still a network of fucking these fucking awesome creators that are all buddies and we're all fucking sucking each other off. No, man, I can't, man.
That's
That's why I don't
fantasy
play.
land.
I don't. Since all that shit went off, I don't have to play the game no more. And I feel 100,000,000% better that I don't have to fucking act like that if I don't want to. I can tell people to suck my dick wherever I want. Right? There's a lot of things I couldn't say when I was trying to be a Comicsgate creator. You know that? And now I don't even have to worry about it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man. I'll say what I want, do what I want.
And you know what? You should just be yourself. You know what I mean? Totally. I think that we all should be. And it is it is going to be what it's going to be, and there's always potential that things could kick off again. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like it was, because it won't be the same. It won't. You know what I mean? If it ever kicks off again, it'd have to be legit because everybody will see through a grift. So
Yeah. This experience is like it's a crash course in gay ops, right? That's all I get every day. This whole fucking time been in Comicsgate, just fucking one thing after another. Like some of the shit I could tell you about motherfuckers, bro. Holy shit. Like you wouldn't fucking believe it. Man, it's real Jerry Springer shit around this motherfucker, is what I'm saying, man. It's a crash course so that you can recognize all this shit in real life now. So if you walk outside and someone's trying to swindle you, you immediately recognize a gay op for what it is because you done been through Comicsgate shit.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it is an education process. You know what I mean? Everything is, man. It I still, no matter what, I still try to be positive because it doesn't help me to be negative. You know what I mean? At all. Um, and I don't really have any other choice but this current market until conventions come back. And most of Captain Love's fans are in this market. So, I still shed my love on the market if I can. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to be positive, but I don't have some kind of false hope for the market. You know what I mean? But I never did. The thing is I never expected more for the market than what there is now. You know what I mean? So
I don't know. I had a dream like Martin Luther.
yeah. Well, I didn't because I saw the end of the market coming like way before it came. So But that's just because I looked at it from a business lens, strictly business lens, like, the law of supply and demand and business trends and how people respond to product and momentum. And obviously you can't sustain product quality in a community, that like that. It's independent community. It's
Well, you
impossible.
can't doing a book a year.
Yeah. Right. And a lot of people who are, let's say, if they're buying, if you have 40 creators, putting out each a book at $25 for 48 pages, right? That all of a sudden becomes very unsustainable because no one person can afford all that, right? So you're split immediately. You're starting to split up amongst the purchasers. You know what I mean? Like, you're making them choose what book they're actually going to buy. So then, of course, it becomes either a popularity contest or a cream rises to the top. Well, in this community, it's not a cream rises to the top. It's a popularity contest. You know what I mean? So it changes, like quality does not supersede who you think is, the cooler or can move you the furthest or whatever. You know what I mean? So when I see all those aspects of the community itself, I don't see a long-term sustainable audience. You know what I mean? I don't see that. Not there's always going to be an audience, but I don't see it being long-term and sustainable. So
Yeah, and there's also the fact that there's been a big influx from the Kickstarter, indie comic field that's been coming to Indiegogo and
Mhm.
coming in there, so that's also diluting a bit of it.
Right. There's always going to any successful project will cause copycats. You know what I mean? So you're going to have all kinds of things going on. You know what I mean? I mean, here's another thing about CG, right? Like, we should all stop using the trademark CG and stop trying to, hashtag. When I say the trademark CG, because somebody's actually trying to trademark that shit. Do you
Yeah,
know what
complicated.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Later on down the
Preston
road,
already owns that shit.
well, it's not legally
Motherfuckers.
finalized yet, but
I'm just saying.
yeah.
It's who-
But when that gets legally finalized, he can start suing people and for
Good luck
having.
with that.
Well, here's the thing: is he's got throwaway money, right? So he may not get money out of you, but he could fuck up your whole world if you use CG on your campaign and in your
Oh,
promotion. That
yeah,
kind of stuff.
about yeah. If you're gonna actually use it, I'm talking about like a hashtag. You
The
can't
hashtag, but don't
can't
put that
monetize
on
a
your.
hashtag.
Nah, you
Yeah.
can't do nothing to the hashtag. No, but
No.
yeah, I'm talking about like
Hmm.
publishing on your book though. That's different.
Right.
Never
Right.
put that on your book. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have, like, say if you have a book that's already published and it has that on there, he can still go after you for it if you try to reprint that book or sell it, an existing print of it. You know what I mean? With that on there,
Well,
he can.
technically, we were the first people to put it on a product, right?
Yeah, but that's the sad part is that
Yeah,
that's
but
that.
didn't you do CG only? Not just C.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. So it's
it's
not the same.
different.
So you guys are
Yeah,
safe. Yeah.
yeah, it's
That's not
different.
that's not Comic Gate, right?
That's why I
Yeah.
said, but we are the first people to put that on a product, though. I do
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
Really?
I could be wrong.
Wasn't it on Cyberfrog? I'm not sure.
No.
I, no,
No.
I don't think
Hey,
so.
I
Okay.
No.
got scrapping cats on my desk. I wish you guys could see this. Knock it off, YouTube.
I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, brothers, you know what? I got to get out of here. My girl's already bitching at me. Like I went on my rant already. I do. Before I go, though, I want to wish, Sam, good luck, brother. Ace,
Thank
good
you.
luck on your project, man. Like you guys, you know what I mean? Fucking keep trucking. Don't take anything what I said against you guys. You know what I mean? I'm just on here
Hmm.
ranting. You
Never,
know what I
brother.
mean?
Never.
Hey,
Um,
hey, Gad, do me a favor.
yeah, brother.
When you launch Bullet Maker, you come see me. Make room for me.
That's what's up. I got you, brother.
All right.
Yeah, and man, I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get me an Ace, man. Definitely going back you. I mean, Ace, you're like the first dude I met in Comicsgate, right? I think you're a first dude I followed on Twitter that was a Comicsgater.
Go a long way, man.
So,
Never forget that. It's a reason why
well, that's what I'm
why
saying,
we've had
brother.
the
Like,
bond we had.
yeah,
And
man,
dude,
that's what I'm saying, brother. So
and we're
I'm
all
definitely
passionate.
backing you, man.
And we're all
Thank you,
passionate
brother.
people, dude. You
Hell,
know how
brother.
that shit goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, good luck, fellas, and mystery. Good luck to you too, brother. You know, what I mean, I hate to fucking get on here and start ranting and raving, but it is what it is, man. I haven't got to talk to these
It,
guys
it,
about the
it wouldn't
stuff,
be
you know.
it wouldn't be a live stream with Gad on it if he didn't
No,
rant.
man, it's just like
Yeah,
the good old days.
you get what you want, right? I mean, that's what you're gonna get with me, brothers. But I appreciate the invite too, brother. I'll come back and talk to you some other time if you want me to take over the show
Yeah,
again.
definitely, man. When Bolt Maker's coming out, get your ass back on here.
Hell,
So,
brother. But I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, good luck and hell war campaign.
Later, bro.
hell, see
Hell,
you
the
guys.
brother.
All right, let's get some ace going on here. So long time waiting. Ace has been pumping this campaign longer than he's been probably pumping his own rod. So
So 75%.
So tell us, man, what's the book about? Where did the inspiration come from? Come on. Let us
Yeah,
in on
man. Yeah, so the Ace Volume 1 is the story of a young man, David Diaz. He just turned 21 years old. He's out of college. He's working this kind of regular job. And he feels like there's more out there for him. He's trying to figure out his place in the world. He's been through some stuff, and he feels like there's more to him than living in this small town and working this kind of regular job. And then one day he sees a shooting star crash land in a park nearby. So he goes to discover the wreckage, and he finds an object there that gives him the ability to transform into this armored being that he ends up nicknaming the Ace. So the story basically takes place 6 months after he's found the object, and that's when Akula, who's the giant shark creature guy, this infamous space bounty hunter, shows up at his front door, and he's got to defend himself and his mom from this threat. And that's kind of what the first volume is about. So yeah, like the inspiration for this, anybody who knows me, I'm a huge comic book fan. Like I grew up in the early 90s reading comic books throughout, probably for 92 to like 2000. I used to devour anything, man. I'm just Spider-Man, X-Men, but some of my favorite books are like the C League and D League heroes. Like I'm a huge Darkhawk fan. I think the first 25 issues of the series are great. So this is kind of inspired in many ways by Darkhawk. The story of this young man kind of trying to find his place in the Marvel universe. I always thought was really interesting, and I don't think books like this have been done probably in decades, really, and not since the series ended. So I kind of wanted to kind of put my own spin on that kind of type of storytelling. Like I said, it's about this young guy who's trying to find his purpose in life. He's trying to figure out what kind of man he wants to be, and he ends up getting this amazing suit, and he kind of has to kind of figure out, what he's going to do with it. So a story kind of like it's kind of a little over the top and kind of silly. And, it's called like I have a little tagline that says, bringing the fun, weird, and fantastic, to comics. And there's a lot of that, but underneath there's also kind of like a little bit of a deeper story about this young man really, doing some soul searching, I guess you'd call it, in the middle of this kind of fantastic landscape. So,
And you got Canales doing the drawings.
yeah, he's doing the main story. Colors by Theo Gonzalez, who's the colorist for Brutus. Cover that you see a little further up was by Donald DeLay. He did an amazing cover right there. That's also colored by Theo Gonzalez. So it gives you a great idea of kind of what the first book is about. So
Sweet. So
yeah.
what should everybody take away from this? Like, what do you want to tell people to really sink into their heads that to really make them realize they want your book?
Yeah, just think, like I said, bringing something back that I think is dearly missing. I think that these kind of books, like I said, books like Dark Sleepwalker, Dev said too, they had these kind of fantastic, bigger than life heroes, but they also had a lot of heart and a lot of kind of, there's a little deeper level than just like the superficial. And I think a lot of those books have been missing. I don't see books like this anymore, you know. And I think there's a market out there. Anytime I mention books like Darkhawk and Dev said, people always pop up out of like the woodwork. They're like, "Oh my God, I used to love that when I was a teenager. I was coming up reading that." I think it's really bringing something back that's kind of sorely missing. Because there's a lot of kind of similar kind of looking books around these days, and I think this really doesn't look like anything else on the market.
So, what are like? So the superpowers are all in the suit, right?
Yes, the suit grants some abilities.
Yeah.
And
So, what
you,
abilities does the suit have?
uh, in the first issue, you'll see he's got super strength. He's got flight ability, speed. The suit can take a lot of damage without really suffering too much injury, stuff like that. And then as the volumes go on, like you'll kind of see like more kind of abilities and more kind of things are revealed about the origins of the suit and so on.
Okay. So, what's the coolest thing about the suit now, though? Like, what's like flight and that kind of stuff. But like, mention something really cool.
I mean, you can't spoil the book, brother.
I know, but I'm trying to get people hooked to buy this shit for you, man.
Hey, man, like I said, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Just want to, like I said, that the story more than just being about like the stuff the suit can do, it also has a deeper meaning to it. That you get to meet David and his mom and kind of see some of their relationship and stuff. And like I said, it kind of reveals some of the backstory and the origins to his name in that kind of future volumes and stuff. So yeah, it's like I said, it's I'm proud of it. I put a lot of work into this. I've been working on this for like a year and a half. From the initial idea to writing the script to getting it, finding an artist. Put a lot of work into this. All like the artwork is done on the book. It's fully lettered. Uh, so now it's just about kind of there's going to be like a fan art section in the book. There's going to be gotta put like a thank you page and stuff like that, kind of little side things that I gotta kind of start getting ready. But the book, all the heavy lifting's been done, man. I'm ready to finally get this out to the world, man. I'm beyond thankful to everybody who's backed it so far. It's been a great response. I didn't know how people would take to it. Especially there's a really loaded market out there. A lot of books being put out, a lot of big names and stuff, but people have been showing support and they have an enthusiasm about it, which it has been really nice to see. People are digging Akula. He's a lot of fun. The character's a blast. He's kind of like a mix between like Lobo and the Klingons in many ways. So he's been a lot of fun. He's definitely has been a good response to him. So yeah, it's going to be a fun book, and I hope people go check it out. Canales does a great job on the art. I think this is like I think only the second time you've seen Canales colored, and I think Dio Gonzalez really does a great job bringing out like the quality in his, especially like in the expressions and facial like features of the way he draws. I think he really does a great job making those stand out. So
Really
I say, yeah, he's done a great job on this.
Let's run through your tiers here. So, your featured tier is the comic, a print and poster for $30.
Yes.
And then we got here the Hardline Jam piece poster. So it's just the poster for $10.
Yep. You could also do add-ons. Pretty much almost all like the tiers have add-on options.
All right. And here's the comic book for 15.
Yep.
And then how many pages in the comic?
So 32 pages.
32 pages.
Yeah. So you have the.
Here's the book plus the print for 20.
Yeah, that's Mike McMahon print from U.S. Assassin, colored by Sim. So yeah, he did a great job with that. It's gonna be comic size print. So
nice,
really beautiful like colors on there.
On cardstock or poster paper?
I lean probably toward cardstock. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we'll kind of go through that when the book gets funded, then we kind of start moving on to the next phase and just kind of start ordering stuff.
And you still have a Beacon sketch card available.
Oh yeah, that's the other two sold out. So anybody who doesn't know, Michael Beacon is getting really good. Like this guy has tons of talent. Like he's a great colorist first off, but his pencil work is getting really good.
Yep.
And he did 3 sketch cards for me, and 2 of them already sold out. So yeah, go grab that last one.
Nice. So and you got the digital here for 20.
Yeah, I'm not a. People know I'm not a big digital guy. Like, unless I want to just like support a campaign and or something like, I'll do it. But I believe comics are meant to be read. You want to hold them in your hands. You want to thumb through them. You want to look at the detail in the panels and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do offer it, but like I said, the push is to really get the book in people's hands.
And then sketch card by Michael Beacon.
Yep, that's the last one left right there. So
And two copies of the Ace.
2 copies of Ace and 2 prints for 40.
we had some Joe Ball sketch cards to kick off the campaign. Those sold out real quick. So hail Joe Ball, thank you for that. And then we also sold the Mike McMahon, that the print. He actually had like the 11 by 17 art for it. So we offered that, and that sold out.
Well, very cool. Very cool. So let's watch the video you got here at the top.
Oh, yeah. Red Gaze came up with a brand new trailer to launch the campaign. So shout out to him.
We'll have the sound on. I actually thought I had that full screen the whole time. So, yeah. So, you need to guys go check this out.
You might need another burger.
I am ready for dinner. I am. I actually I skipped lunch. No, I didn't skip lunch. I had a really, really big lunch, but it's already gone. Like it's already been digested, and so it's like it's time to eat. But yeah, it's so weird because I've had so much like no food, right? Like now any food in me until it's like all gone, I feel like I'm full. Like even though like that food is like mostly digested, it's probably like all in liquid form now. You know what I mean? It's just I still feel like I can feel the space being taken up there, so I feel like I'm full. It's weird.
Yeah, but it's like you're usually eating like, let's just say you'll smoke 1 cigarette a day, right? You stop, and then when you start, you'll smoke 5. It's the same. It's the same principle. It's the craving that's there, right? It's been a long craving, and then you have one, and then you're like, even if you're full, you're like, I want more.
Oh yeah. I mean, I certain things like I got to eat my mom's grilled cheese sandwich today. It was the best thing in the whole world. My mom makes the world's best grilled cheese sandwich. I swear to God, there's not one better on this planet. And it had
They're
that
made with mommy's love.
It had no. They're made okay. So she uses this Oro Wheat brand winter wheat, right? And then she uses real butter and real cheddar cheese, not processed cheddar cheese. and she, prepares it to the exact right temperature. She slow cooks it, you know what I mean? So instead of like trying to rush it and like that. So everything is melted exactly right. And then you have to let it cool a little bit, you know what I mean? Because it'll still be like runny cheese, you know what I mean? If you try to eat it right away, it would still drip, and because it all melted. It has to just re-solid a little bit, but when you bite into it, it's just the perfect taste. And it may be perfect for me because like growing up, that was my favorite thing. It was my comfort food. It's what I got when I was sick. It was always like the thing that like, well, what do you want? I want this, you know what I mean? But it tasted exactly like when I was a kid. I mean, exactly. So it was just like, I mean, I've been dreaming about the sandwich for like 2 weeks. So it's like, you know what I mean? I got to go to my mom's house and have that for lunch today. That was nice. So yeah, she also made me some cherry cream cheese pie. It's really awesome. She uses like this crust that she makes out of vanilla wafers, and then she has like a cream cheese mixed with whipped cream kind of filling, and then cherries with on top with like a cherry sauce and a little like cherry filling kind of thing. And it's so good. She usually only makes that at Christmas time. So the fact that she made that and put it in front of me knowing that I would eat it. So anyway, that we got off track a little bit. You gotta start talking about food. I'm a food obsessed now. I've been broken.
Yeah, but it's normal. All you're seeing is a shark trying to eat the eggs. Of course.
Hey, how you feel about the burgers, and he feels about
Yeah,
the eggs. Right. Just like my mom used to make, huh?
Just like my mom. Right on. I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I was thinking maybe I would go and have like some Bobby Salazar's beef fajita quesadillas. Those are so good. They are. It's basically a huge quesadilla with vegetables and whatever kind of meat you want. Right. I like to get shredded beef. Yeah, it's so good. I can just order it, go pick it up, bring it home. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I might be doing today. I don't know. I haven't decided. But yeah, so I will talk about food for hours if you guys let me. Seriously, it's all I've thought about for 3 weeks. It's like
we
mattered.
We get it, bro.
But before we go off on that tangent, let's see about this here. Sim, you finally broke the 6K mark on this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we usually don't cover our campaigns. Got me surprised. Yeah, I broke the 6K. Yep. And Beacon is finishing the colors, and Scotland is working. Should be done by the end of the month, so it should be going to print by the end of the month.
Sweet.
I just can't wait, dude. Everything's recolored, and
it looks a little much better when it's with these new colors, man. It looks a lot better with the new colors.
Wait till you see the old stuff recolored, because we're getting the old Luwani and not recolored too. So extra 24 to 22 pages, 20 pages are getting recolored as well.
Cool.
And like Ace likes to point out, you get Bloodhunt if you haven't yet. It's there. The Beacon is nailing the colors, dude. And Scotsman is
So have you decided to color Bloodhunt now? Are you gonna have Bloodhunt colored now?
I'm thinking about it, but a lot of people want the black and red edition.
Yeah, black and red would be dope.
Yeah.
So
it was part of the campaign, and people are still going to me and goes, "Are you gonna make a campaign for the black and red?" And I'm like,
Why don't you make a campaign for both? Have a black and red and a colored option available.
Right now I'm thinking of maybe doing the black and red edition, right, with a new cover. And if we reach a certain funding, because it's two different prints, dude, and the full color costs way more, right?
Right.
So I'm like, if we reach a certain amount, I could unlock the colored edition. Calculate the amount that I need to be able to print and fulfill those two books, and try and figure it out. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now. Because I'm sorry, black and red just sounds so fucking cool. And if you read Bloodhunt, there's enough blood in there to make it very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, there would be a lot of blood. There would be a lot of red.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of red. In fact, it would probably be like half black and red.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of it would be white.
Until the end of the month, anybody that backs the book, the physical book, they get 2 prints right now, three stickers for the moment because the 3 other ones are not unlocked. And the first 200 backers of a physical book, they get a sketch card.
All right, so stop dragging your ass and go get it. Here, let's watch the video.
Tales from the Napverse. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the Napverse and are all connected to the main series, Nat the Merc. This 64-plus page perfect bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Lawani, Rose, Zed, and other characters within the Napverse that you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim Haltier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the Napverse.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And if you share my screen, I'm showing something I'm working on for Tales from the Napverse 2 because I'm already working on Tales from the Napverse 2. And this is for the Tales from the Napverse 2 campaign. I'm working on the digital painting homage to that Bisley cover from Heavy Metal Magazine. Fully digital painting, having fun. And you'll find out what it's going to be for soon. So go back Tales from the Napverse.
Yeah, go back Tales in the Napverse.
80-page book, yeah.
I'm going to throw the link in the chat right now. How many pages? 80 now?
80. Yeah, it's 80 page, yep. And 76 page of story.
Yeah, Sim doesn't know how to do a floppy. I'm trying to talk him into one. He just keeps like,
Let's
just do more pages.
Like we started, it's like, hey Sim, you should do 48. You said 64? Yeah, I started my campaign at 64 and the book now is 80 page. I don't know what happened. But you're also gonna get a 4-page preview of Lawani from Tales from the Napverse 2 in the book. So
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for everybody who's curious, the Captain Love updates are pretty basic. I've gotten
to the rescue.
I've gotten everything in here except I'm waiting on one thing that's holding up fulfillment. And as soon as it arrives, books are shipping out.
What are you waiting for?
I am actually waiting for the right holders for the trading cards.
Yeah.
But I can't pack the trading card in the thing with the book and ship it out until I get the right kind of plastic floppy thing. And I ordered them and they sent me the wrong one. And then I made them send back and they sent me the wrong one again. And I'm like, you know what, I'm buying some from somewhere else. And then they sent it. And then they where's the package is delayed? The package is delayed. The package is delayed. I'm like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Remember when that happened with me with Blood Hunt? How long it took for me to get those goddamn mailers?
Yeah.
It took over 2 months and a half, dude. I was waiting for those Gemini mailers. Like it took a month and a half for my what do you call the auto seal resealable thing? But
I didn't make the mistake of Gemini mailers. By the way, I was gonna do Gemini mailers this time around. And I contacted them and I asked, like I was actually talking to them on the phone. I'm like, how long would the shipping be? And they're like, well, how many would you need? I'm like, well, based on your guys' price point, I'm probably gonna order like 700. And they're like, you know what? Maybe about a month. I was like,
Dude, I contacted them to buy at least 500. Okay, me and Beacon wanted to buy at least 500 or even more, right? And I wanted to have some to his place and some to my place, right? In the beginning. And when I called there, they're like, we can do him, but you have to go on eBay. That's the best place for you to buy it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So even Ace will tell you, dude, the price I paid for my Gemini mailer here in Canada, it's double what I paid for the ones we bought in the US, dude. I paid $1 or something each,
That's crazy.
and I bought I couldn't buy more than 100 at the moment. Yeah, I'm limited to the amount of buying, by the way, and it cost me $60 shipping.
Yeah, I might order Gemini for the next time, but I'm gonna have to order them so far in advance because of the size of the order. You know what I mean? I guess they don't keep, like that kind of stuff in stock, except they're already promised to people on the way out already. So like, I guess they're still making boxes to ship out. And I guess it's, if I wanted to order like 100, that would have been easy. They would have had that around. They ship, but I don't understand their logic.
Dude, I don't understand why a company that makes mailers
has trouble mailing you shit.
Cannot mail to Canada and has people. Come on.
I don't know, but I couldn't rely on them to get me mailers in time. So I ended up with going with my old shipping method, which I'm happy with. It's a little bit more expensive than a Gemini mailer, but the books are yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, well, because I have the envelope and the cardboards and the bubble wrap.
I remember when we discussed it, like I've been buying, like I've never bought before from eBay, right? And lately I've been buying books from eBay. And I'm getting some Gemini mailers, right? Obviously, I'm getting some. But a lot of them are using your method. You could say that, not your method, but everybody's telling me it's what's called the eBay method, where it's like you have the bubble envelope, and then you strap the book with thick cardboard, then you in a bubble wrap, then you start taping it, and that's what I'm getting, dude. And there's a guy that sent me my book, and I'm like, dude, is it Drew that sent me this shit? Like it was so fucking taped. I took out my knife again, and I'm like, dude, I'm opening a freaking book with a knife.
Yeah, my Flash Gordons came like that. Both of them came heavily packed like that as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously I didn't invent the idea. You know what I mean? I based it off of doing like a trial and error thing and to see what would work best. And I only have like one or two failures in a shipment now. You know what I mean? So, I get more books that don't make it to the people, like because they give me a bad address or something like that come back, then come back or I get complaints of damaged books. So I think my method's pretty solid. It's just a little bit more. It's only 20 cents more a book than a Gemini mailer would cost me. You know what I mean? About 20 cents more.
Well, you save on the shipping though, right? It's a bit cheaper on shipping.
I saved on the shipping overseas, out of country. I would not. I can't do Gemini mailers overseas because I would have to put it in another envelope on top of that. You'll save $8.
That's another thing. I got two people that did. They got a Gemini mailer. They put it in a bubble envelope and they sent it.
Yeah, because it's cheaper overseas. It's cheaper to send it international that way. Yeah, $8 cheaper. $8 cheaper to send it that way.
Yeah. It depends on the weight. Also, if it's very heavy, it'll be a bit more. It won't be as big a difference, but yeah, it's
but
the
roughly,
starting price is really
it's $8 cheaper to put a Gemini mailer in an envelope to send it international. Yes, yes, it's $8 roughly cheaper.
Somebody told me that it was going to cost them $32 to send something to me with a Gemini mailer. You put it in an envelope, cost them $20.
That's about right. Yes, that is actually that's really close to the numbers there. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's stupid. Yeah, I know.
It's stupid. All right, everybody, we're gonna play this video, and thank you for coming for another episode of what's the show called? Indie Comics Interviews. Yep. And hey, seriously, everybody,
don't forget to go back to Ace and like and sub this channel.
Go back to Ace, back Vestige, back Knack the Merc, sub the channel. Show us some love, hit that little bell. We do this every Tuesday with few exceptions. Last Tuesday I wasn't up to it. I was going to do a feature on my new series coming out and that kind of stuff, but man, I just didn't have the energy for it. So sorry, everybody. We'll do that another night. But tonight was a fun night. We got to hear some rants. We got to talk a lot of that mad smack about some of the drama going on, even though we weren't supposed to. And and we had a good night. And if you guys feel so inclined, Captain Love's about to ship. I can use more sales. It would be very helpful for me. A lot of you already back Captain Love from the first campaign and from this campaign. From the 2 campaigns together, we're doing really good. But I would appreciate it if you guys could put some more on that, because all that money, every money that you put into this, just goes into the production of the next one, and it just takes the burden out of my pocket. Because if whatever this doesn't cover, I got to cover out of pocket, and that's basically where we're at right now. And eventually we'll grow from there. But
like we keep reminding everybody on every show that we used to say to do is usually a book. You have to be sure that to make money, it's 10K and plus usually. So you know that when we make less than 10K, it's pretty much flat. You know,
I gotta make based on shipping costs and the cost to develop the book itself, all the costs to develop the book and ship it and print it and all that kind of stuff. I actually got to make $6,500 minimum on a book to break even.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's a 24-page book, right? To break even.
And I would like to also, like, for the new people coming in or starting their first campaign, please, like it happened again lately. Somebody went freaking nuts because he didn't think about it. But when you calculate the amount that you need to print and fulfill, include the shipping into that calculation, because you'll get screwed because it's calculated in that overall amount. You'll get a really bad surprise.
Yes. In fact, if you're smart about it, whatever number you see, up there, like say if you got 6,000, right? There's really $4,000 that you can put towards the production of your book. The rest of that money is shipping.
Yep.
Just so you know.
You always keep in mind that the shipping money is there.
Yeah, it's about a third. Shipping and Indiegogo fees are about a third of what you are seeing in your numbers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's always a good rule of thumb if you're trying to estimate what somebody's actually making on a campaign. So.
Hi, my name is Drewish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. I want to tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's a thing. And in this book, you're going to get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use an amazing creative team. If you know what I mean, if it feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue, and it seems like nothing will be right again, you need love to the rescue, Captain Love to the rescue. On. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He's accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As in, he cannot die. It feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Oh yeah. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And you feel like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. There'll be love to the rescue. Captain 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 Love to the rescue. Thank you for your time. Please back Captain Love and help me share this character with the whole world. And if you're not too busy, like and share this video and help me spread the love.
Yeah, so get on that, please. Let's see, I'll put that link in the chatterbait as well.
So number 3 is in progress.
Number 3 is in progress. Yes, there are all kinds of little issues that I'm running into because we're using a new illustrator now on chapter 3, so it is there's
A little adjustment.
Little growing pains. You know what I mean?
Little adjustment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just little growing pains, stuff that we got to get worked out, and it's working out. That's the nature of the business. I have, but it's solid. It's still coming through. It's gonna look awesome. The other series, Heartless, is that's going to be started up pretty soon. I have to start promoting that now. It got a lot of promotional artwork. All the characters are designed and developed. The script is getting ready to go to get ready to get worked on, and it's moving forward. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to crowdfund that one yet. I don't know if I'm going to do it like if I'm going to actually go and get it crowdfunded, but if I'm going to give Kickstarter a try because it's a Kickstarter friendly. You know what I mean? It's not like what they would expect, like gay or anything, but I mean it's not. It's PG. You know what I mean? So
religious theme too.
Yeah. You say it's a religious theme. It's not exclusively designed for a religious audience, though. Like you watch the movie Michael, it's got a religious theme, but it's not like it's not a religious movie. You know what I mean? So, yeah, a lot of people. I would call it a crossover. It would actually suit both markets very evenly. Where like if you're not a Christian or you're not even like somebody who wants to practice Christianity, but the mythology of Christianity interests you, then you'll enjoy it. And if you are a Christian, you'll also enjoy it. You know what I mean?
So you think Kickstarter is better for all ages?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So I'm wondering why you think Kickstarter could be better.
Kickstarter has a much bigger audience base built in, and it has a better search platform and a better built-in marketing system than Indiegogo does. Yeah, so Kickstarter will get more attention to a book on its own push than with me helping it. It'll even get a bigger push than Indiegogo would. I mean that's the thought process behind between them. Besides that, I would confuse people. I think possibly if I ran that campaign on Indiegogo and then Captain Love is also on Indiegogo. If you were like say a devout religious person and you
want to divide you're mature which you're not mature.
I think that might be a wise choice. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And then here's another factor that might be all together. I may not crowdfund it at all. There may be because there are some very wealthy donors at my church and some of the churches in town. Someone might just say, hey, you know what? I believe in what you're doing here. Here's 15 grand. Boom, make it happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then at that point, if I do a crowdfunding,
was that the reason why you did all the fasting now?
No,
I'm joking.
Yeah,
like a rite of passage.
No, I did the fasting so that God would be reinforcing. He reinforced my praying. You know what I mean? So that He would know that I was serious about the stuff that I was praying about. That's it's. I wouldn't say it was kind of. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe that other than
you did it.
I did it for God. You know what I mean? So that's basically it. So. But yeah, it sucked, man. I don't think I ever want to do it again. I hope He never wants me to do that again. Never, ever, because I don't want to ever do that again. Ever. That sucked.
So if you ever feel like doing it again, rewatch your videos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be like, I want to do this again. Oh yeah, I remember that. No, I don't want to do this again. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. We enjoy your company. We love it when you guys come and hang out for us. Good to see you all here in the chat. Hang strong. We will see you guys soon. Next Tuesday, same time, same channel, and we are out of here.